No. Hello, Tim Randall from Links Magazines, and I'm talking to Okehampton Community Kitchen, and I'm particularly going to be talking to Rebecca Kitty Green, who is the founder, and she tells me general dog's body and cook and cleaner and whatever with regards to this fabulous local organisation. So, Okehampton Community Kitchen. Hello, Rebecca.
Hello, Tim.
How are you?
I'm all good. Are we up cooking from a silly hour this morning? And yeah, so it's quite nice to sit and talk to you and have a break.
Good. All right. Well, look, I mean, we're going to talk about the Okehampton Community Kitchen. Straight away, we're going to say that Rebecca and her team need food, and we need people to make cakes, and we need people to come forward and help. This is a community project, and we're going to hear a lot more about that project now. So, Rebecca, kind of over to you, really. Tell us a little bit about how it came about, and its main aims.
Well, we grew originally from Hog, which was my first little cafe. I've always done Okehampton Community Kitchen on a much smaller level. However, during lockdown, I had the allotment club in the town centre in Okehampton, cafe. 3 months, suddenly nothing to do, and all the equipment. And so we sort of thought, well, what can we do to put this?
Was this in the first lockdown?
This was in the first lockdown, yeah. And we were trying to think of what we could do with it. And then one thing that we noticed was that mental health was going to be a big concern. Yeah. As much of a concern as people actually getting ill with the virus. So we decided to try and devise a way that we could involve the community in being able to support other members of the community with things. And originally we'd run something a long time ago called Cake Club, where people who loved cooking made cakes, and people who loved eating a nice piece of homemade cake would come along and take a piece of cake and take it home. And that was a few years back, and we sort of thought, well, what can we do to expand on that? So we started doing curries, and we did what we called the Soul Soup Project. It was soups, and then pies, and before you know it, we've got this whole wonderful array of stuff that goes out every week. And in the height of the first lockdown, we were sending out over 200 meals a week.
Wow, 200, blimey.
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier on, you were saying that actually, mistakenly, perhaps sometimes it's thought that this is about food poverty, but it isn't necessarily about that, is it? It's more about mental health, isn't it, than that?
Yeah, absolutely. So inevitably the two things cross sometimes. So we do have, we will always help with food poverty. However, we're not a long-term solution. We work quite well with the food bank. We're more geared around wanting to make sure people just know that there's people out there that care, and people feel powerless. So being able to make a cake or make a pie or something like that and bring it in and know that it's going out to someone else that appreciates it works twofold. It helps the people that are making the stuff, but it also helps the people that receive it. So it's a real grassroots, project. But yes, it comes more under mental health.
Right. Okay.
I feel better once I've made a cake.
Right. And in this lockdown, so we're in lockdown 3 now. So how busy are you? How many meals are you putting out there a week now at the moment?
It varies. So Christmas Day, as an example, we did just over 250. We vary a lot. So we work with one of the student unions in Exeter sometimes as well. So there's still a lot of students, for example, trapped. So we're not just Okehampton, although we are mainly Okehampton. We do South Zeal and all various other little villages and things as well. So the figures go up and down depending on need. At the moment, this week, they've gone down slightly. However, week before last, we had quite a few people in town that were in families where somebody had been diagnosed with the virus. So we were taking them out, hampers of food so that they didn't have to worry about a home delivery with something not being on it. We could give them complete meals and puddings and food, and it was all ready. So it really does go up and down weekly. We saw a big surge at the beginning of the year where people had been brought out of furlough and a lot of people have been made redundant. So we had a sudden surge that week. And where we can be of use is we can refer into the food bank. We refer up to Okehampton United Charities, where they have a grant system. There's a West Devon Borough Council in emergency grant thing. So there's quite a lot of places that we link in with, and they feed back to us. We get referrals at the moment for all sorts of things. We're doing a slow cooker project. If you want to get 70s and you want to go sort of like, you know, the good life, then you can get yourself a slow cooker from us, because we're giving them out. And we give out a £5 voucher for Bean Feast, one of the local shops as well. So you can go and get your local veg, and we give out recipes, and we've got a little recipe community online run by one of the support group members,
right.
which is just called Feeding Okie.
Right, okay.
So there's different parts to the community kitchen. It does so many different things.
Yeah, and you also link in, I think, don't you, with Okehampton Coronavirus Support Group?
We do indeed, yes.
Who we did an interview last week with Brian and Anne, Brian and Anne and Deborah last week. There's a video already posted on our website and our YouTube channel and our Facebook posts for that. So okay, so if I'm sat here watching this video, if someone is sat here watching this video now and they want to tap into your services because they're in need, how do they go about doing that? What do they have to do?
They can either contact us. We've got a Facebook page which is just called Okehampton Community Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So they can they can do that. They can send an email which goes to allotment@fastmail.net.
Allotment@fastmail.net.
Yep.
Okay.
That will come through to me. And there's also the telephone number, which is 07806 770 926. We also look for ideas. One of the biggest things that we have is that the ability to be flexible. So during term time, we were running a youth food project on a Friday night where kids could just come up on a Friday night and get a free takeaway on their way home. We did that every Friday. So we're constantly coming up with different projects. We're just doing something for Easter, where we want to do an educational Easter pack to go out to families, where they can get an Easter egg mold and some chocolate, and it'll tell them a little bit about the scientific way that Easter eggs work, basically how chocolate crystallizes. So it's a bit of a science lesson, and it's a bit of fun. So we're looking for people to sponsor those as well. It's trying to keep things local. So we support, like, for example, our Bean Feast vouchers. You know, it's a local business. So we're constantly up for working with other people and ideas.
All right. So we've just established as well how we get hold of you. What help do you need then? I mean, you said just now you were up all night or up early in the morning cooking. What help do you need in order to properly, run the community kitchen?
We need, our biggest things are, we would love to have a delivery driver on a Friday. If we could find somebody that could go out on a Friday and just take stuff out for us, because it's the one day of the week that we're stuck.
Right.
That would be great. People to make things, people, the cold hard cash option is always there. If people want to do that, we do actually have a bank account, and we have a PayPal fund as well. Both of those are listed on our Facebook page. And we have what I post onto social media is a weekly shopping list. So if people want to buy something from the shopping list and just drop it in, that's absolutely great. That really helps us more than money, because then I don't have to have the worry of the accountants and all the rest of it, because while I've got those things, I'd rather spend my time cooking.
Yes.
So if people want to buy bits off the shopping list and it changes every week, that's amazing.
So the people need to just make sure they follow you on Facebook and look out for that shopping list and help that way. Where do people drop it into? Where do they go?
At the moment, it's to the allotment club.
Right.
However, I'm not here all the time, so the best thing is to ring.
Where is that? Where's the allotment club?
It is. Oh, I'm sitting here at the moment and having to look where I am. Bit worrying. Opposite Peacocks and down by the church on the corner. It used to be Mansbridge Balmont Estate Agents at one point. It was the allotment club for a wonderful 13 weeks before lockdown. we are here for a while, and then we will be moving. We have a premises on North Street,
Right.
but that's not open to the public.
Right.
And the allotment club itself is going to be moving. We're going to be round on East Street.
Okay.
But for the moment, we are opposite Peacocks.
Yes. Okay. Fine. So people can drop their elements of that shopping list or whatever down there. Okay.
Yeah.
What else do we need to talk about then with regards to Okehampton Community Kitchen? What else should people know about? Have we covered it?
It's fun. It sounds silly, but it's fun. It's really good fun to get involved. We're not very serious. You know, there are videos existing somewhere of Chris and I. Chris can do the splits. You know, he's a man in his early 50s, and he can do the splits. I'm quite impressed because I can't do that. So we don't take things terribly seriously. We do like to have a laugh, and we like to do things that make people feel better. And part of that is that obviously that makes us feel better as well. So yeah, we're just trying to cheer people up.
No, I can't do the splits.
No, you tried. I did see. It's not gonna. Not only can he do the splits, but he can hold a high note as well.
Well, bully for him.
You need to come along and get dance lessons from us.
I know. I think I probably should. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, if we've covered everything, I think what you're doing is fantastic, Rebecca. I mean, it's amazing. There are community groups that I've interviewed through Zoom, etc., since April last year, who have sprung up literally out of nothing. Didn't exist before, just out of nothing, but out of necessity. I think. The one thing this pandemic has certainly done is improved, I think, community relations and community spirit. And there are some fantastic groups, including yours, that are working tirelessly to help the community. And if you didn't exist, if you weren't out there, what would people do? Very, very few options.
In some cases, yeah, you're right. I mean, we've got, as far as we have the fun and the light and all that sort of stuff, we do have some serious sides to us as well. So, for example, we did feed some people during the pandemic that were not able to get adequate care facilities. We had people who would normally have families come and support them, and they weren't able to travel, and so they genuinely couldn't support themselves. So as much as I do the fun and the laughter and all of that, and it is fun, there is a serious side to it, and that's why it exists.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're looking for a delivery driver on a Friday?
Yep.
You watch out for your shopping list on Facebook, and if people can buy any element on that list and drop it into you at the allotment club, that would be brilliant. People can donate money if they want to, and all the details to how to do that are on your Facebook page. And generally, you'd like the public to make lots of cakes and pies as well.
Yeah, it's a really hard life. If that's the one way you're going to get through this lockdown, is you've got to make a cake.
Yeah,
it's a hard job.
Right, that's it. Rebecca, thank you very much for your time. I'm just going to stay there because I'm just going to sign off here. Thank you very much for watching this. Links Magazines, this video, if you found it, well, you either found it on YouTube or on our website, Dartmoor Links, or via our social media channels. We've got more videos planned in the rest of the week, so I hope you'll be able to look at those too. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. And I'm just going to stop recording.